Varvatos has declared bankruptcy a few months back, and I was just quietly sitting there, and I think this is a great video idea. I actually purchased a few fragrances, so this is not your normal unboxing series. Now, on YouTube, as fragrance reviewers and a subscriber, you'll see that there's a lot of positive spins on things, and it's always buy, buy, buy. Hardly any, yeah, you should keep your money. This one's okay, but there's better things out there. There's never any middle ground. Why? Because that's not sexy. You want to hype things up. You want to say, best fragrance ever, buy, buy, buy. My new favorite, best summer fragrance, compliment monster, things like that. But you never see, this is a 7 out of 10. There's some better options out there. There's some that are higher priced that are better, and some are lower priced that are better, right? Cooler heads prevail, in my opinion. Now, the John Varvatos house, I have 3 from my collection here. I got a really bad one that I haven't reviewed yet, but I got a couple here in my hand. One that's really unique. But in this video, it's going to be more of a discussion, to be quite honest. But I'll unbox some goodies while we're at it. But honestly, I'll show you my collection of Varvatos, and I've added 3 bottles, as you see from the thumbnail. They're all 3 blind buys. Just wanted to see. There was 2 of them at least that I was going to buy anyway, so I wasn't panicking. I don't have backup bottles of any of these releases or any in my collection, to be quite honest. But yeah, we'll unbox those 3. We'll talk what happened to the house of Varvatos, and I might even talk about some of the duds. Might as well give you some information on some that I already have, and I have some experience with them. Tell you which ones are worth it, some aren't. With any house, you don't go crazy, but there's some good things and bad things overall with the house of Varvatos. But today, it's a really rare unboxing of a whole line, and we're going to talk about the line. Let's go. Fragrance family, welcome to the Robes Away channel. I'm your host, Mark. Today we are unboxing 3 sets from the house of Varvatos, and it is the leather jacket brand of the game, based in the Detroit. But if you're new here and you're checking out my channel, thanks for watching. Subscribe to support your boy. Hit that bell. Every time you hit that bell, I might just buy another Varvatos release. We'll see. I'm also all over social media under Robes Await. Keep tabs on me behind the scenes. So on Instagram, I post my scent of the day, scent of the night, or what I'm testing out. New purchases, I'm doing that on Facebook, letting you guys know that, hey, some people already knew that I bought these Varvatos fragrances. They're just waiting on the sideline for the YouTube video and what I'm actually working on the channel. So some great behind the scenes stuff. Now, if you have a Facebook account, yes, you can check out my page that is just about me and the channel and some behind the scenes stuff. But I also have a group, a Facebook group, which is separate from my page, and it's called Fragrance Guru Nation. And there we have 18,000 members where we discuss fragrances. People post about new releases, what we think about them, are we going to purchase them or not. People buy, sell, swap, split, things like that. Discover new YouTubers. They post their channel, they post their new videos, things like that. Basically a great source of information. So if you have a Facebook account, come join us on Fragrance Guru Nation. Now, this is a special unboxing video, which I'm going to make it a little different than my regular unboxing. First of all, it's a spotlight on a whole brand. I don't usually do this. As anybody knows on my channel, I'm all over the place, right? I'm not just brand centric, right? I don't get all interested in one brand. I'll buy a niche, an indie fragrance, and I'll buy a designer, low end, high end, new release, a fragrance that's made in the 70s, things like that. Mash it up and do an unboxing video or haul video. That's the way I work. That's how I operate. I don't go, I need like 5 John Varvatos fragrances today for some reason. No, usually I don't do that. So with the recent news of them going bankrupt, it did itch me, and I'm sure a lot of you out there itch me to get the ones that were kind of in my bucket, and I was just like, you know what, I'll pull the trigger. These are very inexpensive fragrances from the house. The house is never go full retail. This is one of the brands that I always go, never go full retail. When a new Varvatos fragrance comes out like this thing and it goes $90 retail, you know, I was just looking at all the suckers. I was like, you're paying full retail. You know, this thing's going to go 20 bucks. Discounters. And lo and behold, things like this, 20 bucks, $20, $30. Now, Pure's been holding it because of the hype. So I think I bought that for 50 or 60. I'm not too sure. But anyway, I felt compelled to get a few of them. And I've added this one because I know it's a limited edition. This one, Artisan Acqua, which is getting harder and harder to find. So just because of the recent news, we'll see. So as you may or may not know, the Varvatos company has filed for bankruptcy. They are, from what I read, $140 million in debt. It's a pretty big debt. There's talks of their stores closing, reorganization of the company to sell it to an affiliate of Lion Capital, which is the controlling investor of Varvatos. So again, I'm not too keen on, you know, I did look at a couple news reports, but again, I'm not too keen on what bankruptcy rules are. Are they going to close up shops? Are they going to just get, you know, Lion Capital is just going to keep the stores open. They're going to keep all their staff. They're just going to reorganize and continue to sell. How does it affect the fragrance line is another thing. Now, as far as how the fragrance line is going to be affected, there's no news in regards to that. The one thing that I do know about the fragrance line, and you may or may not know this, but a lot of designer brands, you will see that there's a parent company behind the fragrance line. So brands that have a brand name, not necessarily they want to handle the fragrance line. They want a fragrance line, but a parent company buys their name and they are in control of the cosmetic and or fragrance line of the brand. So Varvatos, yeah, they're actually controlled by Revlon. So that's their parent company. Revlon actually owns a couple brands that aren't so great, but their portfolio includes Liz Claiborne, Britney Spears, Ed Hardy, Juicy Couture, which I'm sure it makes a lot of money for them, among others. So they do have a portfolio with Revlon. So how does this pending, you know, this bankruptcy hits Revlon? They could drop John Varvatos as their line and stop paying Varvatos for the line and stop making fragrances pretty much. Now, again, Varvatos could sell their brand again if they continue to push to another parent company. That could happen. So I'm just speculating, to be quite honest, and there's a lot of this that's speculation, right? People see bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy in the USA, and there's different things that go through a judge. There could be, you know, a sign off that, you know, they'll just change hands and they'll continue business as always, things like that. You could see on the Varvatos website that things are on sale now. So people start panicking. That's the only thing. And you have to be well versed in regards to it before panicking. So there's a few, when I heard about the news, there's a few Varvatos fragrances, and I'm just going to put Oud down here, that I don't have in my portfolio. I own, I don't know, 8 or 9 here that are beside me. But, you know, the Nick Jonas line that they did, that's trash as far as my interest goes. And again, I don't want to judge a book by its cover, but I really didn't like that mashup, to be quite honest. I think that was just trash. But I might be missing a few jewels just because I think it's trash. I didn't have a bunch of Artisan flankers. I don't like this release, by the way. It smells like clean air to me. A lot of people love it, hence the reason why I didn't have these. I don't like their fresh fragrances, to be quite honest. I like the darker line from Varvatos. It's their bread and butter, is the darker stuff. Their summer releases, to me, have been misses. So we'll see. I'm unboxing 2 here beside me, and I'm a little nervous. I didn't spend too much money on it, so I'm not that nervous, honestly. I'm lying. But I'm not really looking forward too much. I'm not, you know, my hype isn't there. I'm actually more intrigued about the darker scent that I have, Dark Rebel Rider, which is probably more my league. So those were the ones I was missing, honestly. I own a lot of the original ones, Varvatos, the Dark Rebel, Vintage, Oud, 10th Anniversary, all that stuff. The brand Varvatos, if you're new to it, kind of reminds me of Bruce Springsteen, American, from Detroit. Stand up, D. Way to go, Pistons. It's sad to see a brand getting hit by this. Honestly, jobs, things like that. So you think about the people behind the brand and things like that, and especially I know that Varvatos, he didn't own the controlling portion of his brand. He sold most of his brand, but still had a small piece of the puzzle. And now this is kind of gonna. He's basically going to be maybe just a figurehead, still make decisions, but will not own the brand. Honestly, that's what I got from this from all the news outlets. So overall, I do like the line. And if you're looking to get some just in case that they're all getting removed from sale, all axed, I'd recommend, what do I recommend from my collection here? And I have them beside me. My favorite from the brand of Varvatos. And again, this brand in a nutshell, I don't want this video to go too long. Okay. There's performance issues. So a lot of people are going to say longevity projection sucks on most of these fragrances. So keep that in mind. Do your research. Best thing is to test it on your own skin to see how they go. So that's the knock on the brand. I feel their freshies are subpar. Most of them are very solid. A lot of the darker releases are very interesting. You're going to see the note breakdowns and you're going to lose it because the note breakdowns on these fragrances, I just feel like they just go nuts on the note breakdown. Like, yeah, we're super complex with the releases. And the one thing I got to give them, even though the note breakdowns are crazy weird, and they always have a certain note here and there that's just like, I've never smelt that before. I've never seen that in a fragrance note breakdown before. And you're always like, Flores Roux, what are you doing? That's the nose behind the brand anyway. So Vintage. Vintage is by far one of my favorites and still readily available. Another favorite of mine, and I feel like the more I wear it, the more I enjoy it, and it sucks because it's very rare, and that's Rock Volume 1. This bottle, you can, it's a rock. Like this is one of the, if not the heaviest bottle I've ever had in my collection. So I like that one. And again, I like the darker ones, right? Dark Rebel's pretty good, and so is the original John Varvatos. So the Artisan branding, I like the darker one. I have this one, of course, right here. So Artisan Black, I dislike. I dislike this one. I never really connected with it. A lot of people do in the fragrance community, but for me, Orange Pledge Like, I want to kind of smell it again. Yeah, that's trash. And this one, where nobody talks about, the Star USA, which had a different bottle design than the others. So very, very much a brand that is very consistent. I know what I'm going to get from the brand. I feel like leather is their major note in a lot of their fragrances, which I absolutely love leather, but they also utilize a lot of resins and obviously some fruit, but some darker fruits to their fragrances, booziness sometimes, a lot of herbal takes too. Very interesting as a brand. The one great thing about this brand is discounters, right? I say don't go full retail, never go full retail on Varvatos, Calvin Klein, Tommy Hilfiger. There's just a Zorro. There's some brands out there that you just never go full retail on, and that's my honest opinion. Now, so the great thing about it is they hit discounters, and for Canadian buyers, so US, it's even cheaper. For me, you're looking at around, right now, 30 to 40. They can go just as low as $25 to $30 for a bottle. For US, it's almost like 20, 25 bucks, and you can find them at discounters and at bargains like TJ Maxx and stuff like that. So keep an eye out. But now on to the goodies. So welcome back. I wanted to change the setting a little bit. I got my Varvatos lineup right here. This is my collection actually, and I got the 3 newbies right here. So we'll start, obviously 2 of these. I think I'm gonna go by hype, on how interesting the fragrance, or interested the fragrance community is. So this is the one that I purchased that I really actually was less on the radar, but these 2 right here, of course, Rebel Rider, and this one had a huge hype in the community. And it's very rare for me, honestly, with designer releases that I purchase things that get hyped up, those are fragrances usually aren't up my alley. So Artisan Pure, I'm interested in it. We'll see how it goes on this piece of paper. So let's start it off with Artisan Acqua. Again, I just want to let you guys know if it's less than favorable as far as what I think about it. I don't like this one. I feel it's very synthetic. I feel like it smells like Orange Pledge. And that's no knock. If you love it, you love it. I don't like it. I actually like the black version better. So it's given me hope for this one. But this is, again, I feel like it's going to be an aquatic. This is blind buy. All three of these are blind buys. I've never smelt any of the three that I'm unboxing today. And this Acqua one, how much did I pay for this? 30 bucks Canadian. I got it on fragrancebuy.ca, I believe. Yes, I did. And they're out of stock. It was a limited edition, so I bought it. And then I checked it out this week and saw that they were out of stock, and they probably might not get any more in stock. So it was an interesting buy for me, a good buy for me. So this one right here pulls from here. You know, this bottle is beautiful. It has kind of like that woven look. I actually really like the Varvatos bottles, and it has some attention to detail. It even actually says, you know, Artisan Acqua right on the atomizer here, and it has some writing on the cap. So let's introduce me to the newest member of the Varvatos lineup, Artisan Acqua. Let's smell her. Well, clean, fresh. Not really a standout to me. I don't know. Reminds me a little bit of Cleaner also. It's got an herbal barbershop clean soapy take, but at the same time it has like that orange tinge that the original has. This one kind of, not as much as this one, but more watery and soapy than anything. It has a certain greenness to it, herbal, kind of seashore type of wood, you know, like a log, creamy, floral tinge to the fragrance, herbal, creamy. Man, it's okay. I'm not jumping for joy for this, and I don't think there's too many fragrance reviews on this. I know there's a lot of positive on this. I've done my research. I've gone on a lot of the base notes in Fragrantica and things like that, and there's actually a lot of positive on this one. A lot of people actually prefer this one over this one. I can frankly say I do prefer it over this one, to be quite honest. However, still kind of, again, it's a $30 fragrance. I'm not expecting fireworks here, but you know, the DNA that they've done with their darker fragrances, I expect a lot from the brand. Just an okay seashore type of release. You know, it's got that orange, and I think it's the orange they utilize with the herbal, creamy, soapy feel to the fragrance. It feels not, again, I'm not a fan of their fresher releases, and that kind of attests to that. Unfortunately for me, this one right now on a piece of paper, again, I'm going to give it its just due. I'm going to do a pop the cherry on it like I always do. Give it a 2-3 wearings on my skin. That might be a different story. And then, of course, for fragrance reviews, I'll test it on all seasons and stuff like that. So, again, this is just an initial impression. Always keep an open mind, and just because I don't like the original, again, the same thing. You know, I'm not poo-pooing Varvatos as a line. I actually like this one. Not great, but good. But I feel like this one is superior to this one right now. Again, I've known this one for a while, but this one, I'm on the fence. Not a big fan. Now on to the one that I'm probably most hyped about, the one that I'm more interested in, even beyond this one. Again, hype trains don't move me. They really don't. I beat to my own drum, and I know brands. I know the nose behind the brands. Like Flores Ru, his strength is the darker fragrances for Varvatos. I feel like the passion is there, and whoever's signing off on these releases, I feel the theme, the leather, the booziness, the darker tones is his strength. So for me, you know, hype. Again, they can have one in a while. They can have maybe a jackpot here in the fresh genre. But for me, when you're giving me this and this and a lot of the fresher fragrances, and I know Fleur de Sceaux, his strengths as a parfumier, I know where I feel like I'm going to enjoy personally, what I'm going to enjoy, and I feel are going to be more bangers than the fresher stuff. So I digress. Rebel Rider, again, I own Rebel. Where are you? I've reviewed this. Liked it. Again, it's the darker genre. I think on the internet, Dark Rebel gets more love than Rebel Rider. I don't think there's too many reviews on this one either. But again, Fleur de Sceaux does great leather-based scents. This one has leather in it. I'm looking forward to it. And this is a big bottle too. I think this is an easy blind buy for me. Honestly, this was the one I wanted to add. It's got the it's got the leather jacket there. Very nice touch with the bottles. I really like the bottle designs on these. Yeah, dark. Oh, it says Dark Rebel. It doesn't say a Rider on it. That's interesting. But it is Dark Rebel Rider. It's just I thought that they might put Rider on the, like they do with the other ones. But oh, they put it on the atomizer though. They did put the Rebel Rider on the atomizer. So this one should be a leather-based scent. Again, the note breakdown. If you go on Fragrantica, you'll just get overwhelmed. So a better way of doing it is putting it on here. Well, a better way of doing it is putting it on your skin. But let's put it on here. Let's put it right here beside my Rock Volume 1, my baby. And let's smell this one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice leather. Resins. Oh, this is nice. Yeah. See? Right up my alley. You can see him. He's getting excited. He's getting animated. Dark Rebel Rider. Yeah. Leather is good. Lots of resins. A nice resinous quality to this fragrance. Some would say boozy. No, not boozy. Resinous. Almost ambery. I think there's rock rose in here, which would make all kinds of sense. Some good spices backing it up. Leather, suede-like, not rough and tumble, but on par. But complexity's there. And again, a lot of Varvatos, and I poo-poo on the note breakdowns because they're hilarious. To me, there's lots going on, craziness. But I do say things about that. But to be quite honest, like Vintage and the original John Varvatos and Rock Volume 1 and Dark Rebel, they all have their little quirks, and the complexity, the levels are there. Fleur de Sceaux does his thing with this brand, especially in the opening. The opening of these sets it hits you with multiple facets, and this is, again, just like his signature for the rest of the line. You got that leather, you got the spices. The resins, to me, are really giving this dark feel to the fragrance. It's giving it its bite, not the leather, but the resins. It's got a little bit of a citrus touch, like that orange. Some of that orange feel to the... He likes his oranges, eh? But overall, very pleased with this one. I actually can't wait to put that one on skin. I like that one. That one's a good one. Happy purchase right here. So here we are at the end of the video with the last unboxing, and this is the Hype Beast Artisan Pure. Probably the only bottle on this shelf, except for this discontinued one, that would actually be more than $50 USD. Every one of these, maybe this one is a little more expensive just because it's the oud, but other than that, again, some are harder to find, like the 10th anniversary, but most of these you can find for that price point. This one has held its own because of hype. Frag heads love this stuff. YouTube is in love with this stuff, and it's taken me how long? This was released, what, 2 years ago when it got hyped? Still kind of going strong. It's on fumes now, but I think I purchased this for 60 Canadian. So for Americans, you're looking around 50. So around that spot. But anyway, Artisan Pure, bought it. First of all, the bottle's sexy as hell. No joke. I love the bottles of Artisan. I love the bottles. The bottles are nicer than the actual juice inside. Honest talk. But I love white presentations. They're just clean. So I'm gonna like this bottle. This bottle is gonna be badass. I got the 75 ml. Kind of wanted the bigger bottle, but I digress. I don't really, not that bad. Yeah, it's a nice bottle. It's a good look. I like this one. As far as the bottle goes, it's already a winner. It's going to look good in pictures and stuff. It's a beautiful, beautiful presentation, clean presentation. So the Hype Beast, we'll see. Maybe I missed out. We'll see. We're going to put her front and center just because she's the Hype Beast. Let's try this one out. Ooh, okay. Damn. All right. Wow, that's a lot. And I mean, bounds better than the others. Okay. Okay. This intro, well, let's dissect it. Bergamot heavy. Bergamot heavy. Bergamot heavy. What I like about it is the authenticity of the citruses. These ones kind of feel, there's something that goes around the oranges. This one, bergamot heavy, it has the tart bergamot. I really like when it shows the personality of the citruses. It's not just a pledge-like orange. It just doesn't have any personality. It doesn't have any juices. It doesn't have the tartness. It doesn't have, yeah, this has it. I really like the watery feel, the tartness, the bergamot here. The oranges work very well with the rest of the citruses here with the bergamot. There is a little bit of a green petit grain feel, and petit grain, of course, derived from neroli. Then with, of course, neroli has, of course, white floral, but it also has an orange aspect to the fragrance. So it almost has like a neroli petit grain backing it, but a very bright citrusy bergamot with a tartness to it. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. This is decent on a piece of paper. It's decent. I'll give it props when I have to and when I want to. But honestly, this is leaps and bounds. It actually feels like, is this a Varvatos fragrance, a freshie? Because it really doesn't go with the rest of them. Kind of weird. It feels like this one had a little more love into it. I like it. I do. I feel like this is a strong release from the brand in their fresh releases. I feel it really pawns these two. It really kills these two. I feel like it's actually the best of the line here. And from early testing, if I had to tell you, usually I'd go on video and go, forget the freshies and just go with the dark horses, right? The vintages, the original, the Dark Rebel. This one's pretty good because it has some darkness to it. Rock Volume 1, Dark Rebel Rider. But this is changing my mind. It's almost saying, hey, you know what? Forget these, but this one's actually pretty decent. Again, it's off a piece of paper, so don't take my word as gospel. I have to put it on skin. I'm going to have to wear it in the heat here. We're in the middle of summer, so I can't wait to give it a try. But a solid release, and sometimes I kick myself. I go, oh, you know what? The hype might have been pretty decent on this one. We'll see, but Artisan Pure, I like it. So there we have it. This video done. Unboxing done. A different type of unboxing, and I can do this from time to time if you guys want. Like I could actually, I believe Calvin Klein Eternity got a new release, EDP version of Eternity. I don't actually own the original Eternity. I own an Eternity Summer, but there's like a gazillion flankers and they're really cheap. They're like $25 each. I could buy like 3 and 4 and kind of do like a lineup type of thing. Kind of like this kind of video. I kind of like doing this, that I kind of did a spotlight of it. Which ones I think are good, which ones I think are bad, and initial impressions. It was kind of a unique video. I actually really liked shooting this video. Hopefully you guys liked it. But now on to you. I'm done my work, but I want you guys to comment below. Let me know what you think about the situation with Varvatos. Do you think they're going to pull through? We're going to see any new releases from the brand. That's one thing. Are we going to see that? Are we going to see them getting all axed? Are they going to go from $25 bargain bin fragrances to going on eBay for $150, $200 to get bottles. So what's going to happen? What are the stars from the brand? Because people are going to be looking into this brand. So I'd love for you guys to say, hey, I really like this one. This one's great. Or, you know, avoid this one. This one's, even though it's 20 bucks online, just avoid it. It's no good. It's trash. So let us know in the comments below. I certainly appreciate it. And I do love reading the comments on my videos. And as always, a great or poor fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Thanks for watching YouTube. Have a good one.